Blog Talk Radio.
You're quite hostile.
I got a right to be hostile, man. My people being persecuted.
Yeah, well, tired of it. I can do it. Get into it.
Revolution is not an event, it's a process.
I want the truth.
We have to dare to be different and dare to tell the truth.
We don't see the fire, but the house is burning.
Look up a book and feed your mind.
Culture that took over.
How will the people say?
There is no God.
You are a deceived people. Nobody else can do this for us.
Take that white Jesus down.
Something is wrong.
Do the research like we do research, you'll be convinced also.
Turn off Fake Housewives of Atlanta.
Continue to raise the intellect and the consciousness of the human family.
Professor Griff knows. So I ain't no coach.
You're quite hostile. I got a right to be hostile, man. My people been persecuted.
Revolution is not the best, it's a process.
I want the truth.
We have to dare to be different and dare to tell the truth.
We don't see the fire, but the house is burning.
Look up a book and feed your mind.
How will the people say?
There is no God.
You are a deceived people. Nobody else can do this for us.
Take that white Jesus down.
Something is wrong.
Do the research like we do research, you'll be convinced also.
Turn off Fake Housewives of Atlanta.
Continue to raise the intellect and the consciousness of the human family.
Professor Griff knows.
So I ain't no toast.
I think. Hi, that's out. Alright. Let's get info about the show. So you're going to ride the song out. About that. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, you want to just give them a cappella version of our intro? Sure. All right, I guess this is rare and off the cuff, but normally if the music was playing, y'all could just keep the music in your head, which is the James Brown riff. And of course, Fight the Power came from the Isley Brothers. And then about 30, 45 seconds into the intro, I would say, check 1, 2, 1, 2, check 1. 212. I would ask Zaza to turn the music down. She would say, okay, cool, we would adjust it. And then I would politely say, this is Enemy Minds Radio on the Minds Matter Blog Talk Radio Network, where matters of the mind matter. Greetings, family, peace, hotep, shalom, assalamu alaikum, what's good, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Enemy Minds Radio with your hosts, Mr. Professor Griff and the Queen Mother. No, yeah, you are, Mom.
I am Mom.
Queen.
But as you so eloquently mentioned earlier, even if I was not a biological mother, Black women still have the duty and responsibility of mothering the planet.
That's right. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Zaza Ali. All right, come on. Man.
All hail the Queen.
Yeah, right. And then you would say what?
I would say, I don't know. I would say peace to the gods and goddesses, peace to the RBGs, peace to the Pan-African family, peace to the Rastafari, peace to the Black nationalists, peace to the Moors, peace to the Hebrew Israelites, peace to the Native Americans, and peace to the original family covering every 196,940,000 square miles of this here planet that we affectionately call Earth.
And then I would say, this is the show where minds produce minds that produce minds that produce great minds, because we are minds matter. We are souls in search of souls that are like minds, like mine. This show and every show is dedicated to all those that are dedicated, as given to us by our good brother, Dr. Reverend Drew Valentine.
And Sister Amy Garvey taught us to stand on your own 2 feet and fight like hell for your place in this world.
We are definitely standing on the verge of getting it on to bring about a revolution of the mind, that is simply because minds matter. Revolution is complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change. You can be whatever you want to be in this world's life on your way to becoming gods and goddesses. Having a human experience called you. It's taught to us by Professor James Small.
And that was also taught to us by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who taught us that to find God, we must look within. Heaven and hell is a state of mind, not an actual physical place. Therefore, we build minds and hurl truth at falsehood, destroying then rebuilding.
Once again, this is Enemy Minds Radio on the Minds Matter Blog Talk Radio Network, where matters of the mind matter. Our aim and our mission
is to raise the vibrational pitch of our thinking into the mind of the Creator.
And also to raise the consciousness level of the human family and replace racism, white supremacy with justice, so that we can live in peace on this planet that we affectionately call Earth.
The call-in number is 347-633-9644. Hit us up. We want to know what's on your mind. Peace to the brothers and sisters in the chat room. Thank you for letting me know that the sound is clear. Once again, I'm just going to repeat that we are testing a new sound system via Blog Talk, who has hopefully blessed us with a beneficial update.
A new version.
And shout out to Plain and Simple, who sent me a very detailed message about the Firefox browser and why the sound. He or she was having sound issues, so I definitely appreciate that.
Mozilla, you mean?
Mozilla. Mozilla. Bruh.
Yeah, okay. Well, I thought it was Mozilla. Anyway, in the spirit of our ancestors whose shoulders we stand on, we simply say Ashe, and Ashe simply means so be it. And we do that at this junction, at this point in our intro, simply because we cannot do anything without the guidance of the Creator through the ancestors whose shoulders we stand on. So we simply say Ashe, and Ashe simply means so be it.
You know, somebody asked me one day, if you are calling down on the spirit of the ancestors, isn't that like praying to a mystery god?
No, because our ancestors speak to us from within us. I'm going to say that again. To all you spook cadets out there, the ancestors speak to us from within us, not in the sky, floating around in the ether somewhere, bing, ding, 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 whatever.
Well, and, you know, we have to understand the concept and the reality of the divine mind that which set all of this, what we are looking at, what you are looking at around you, your family members, the history of the universe into reality. It was a divine mind that set all of this into reality.
Exactly.
That made that first explosion, which was really atoms, which is a collection of protons and neutrons and electrons. So it's science, but at the same time, it's spirituality, but at the same time, it's the reality that we're living in right now. So, as you so eloquently said in your, which book was that, where you talked about your conversation with James Smalls and the collective DNA, your analytics. Yeah. In his book Analytics, he talks about the macro womb versus the micro womb.
Right.
And that the black woman is the micro womb and the macro womb is the universe from whence we all come.
Right.
So you can tie your DNA back to the Creator.
And there's nothing spooky about that. When we call on the ancestors, these brothers and sisters actually physically existed. But if we're gods and goddesses having a human experience, we're actually spirit beings having a human experience.
Right.
Absolutely nothing spooky about that. Our ancestors live in us.
Right.
And they speak to us from in us, and we call down. And when we say call down, we call them down from the crown chakra, the root chakra, and those 7 layers above that. But you might not understand it because that's a little bit kind of not you, but
well, Elijah Muhammad is definitely living through me.
Of course, I am that I am.
That I am.
I am
that I am.
So yeah, so I am all the ancestors that we call on.
So can I give you my ancestor today, or you got yours?
Bruh, I'm always ready to... Excuse me?
Well, go ahead, player.
Black people, man. Shoot, New York. Anyway.
You tapping your feet like you're from
That's
Mississippi.
Right. Wait a minute, Zaza. You do not want to go there. You do not want to go.
Come on with your answer.
I got jokes, man, so you do not want to go there. Seriously.
I'm controlling the board. I'll shut this whole thing down, so don't go in on me.
I could shut you down like this. Anyway, let me continue this. In the spirit of our ancestors whose shoulders we stand on, we say Ashe. And Ashe simply means so be it. We call all those things into existence in our lives. We just call it. We set the sun, moon, stars, everything in the heavens, we set it in motion. All right? With that divine mind, a beautiful example that Zaza just gave us. So, with that said, I want to call on the spirit of our good brother, the Chubster, the big bank Hank from the Sugar Hill Gang. We want his spirit to be among us tonight as we go. We have this very deep, in-depth discussion with Taj Tarik Bey tonight. We wanted to go and deal with Veterans Day. How some of you Negroes are standing around somewhere waving the goddamn American flag with your hand over your heart, crying some damn where. And you haven't lifted one finger to fight for the nation, for the black nation, but yet you go fight these wars for your open enemy to keep racism, white supremacy intact and well-groomed. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. We had a very dynamic clip that we wanted to play for you. This soldier coming from 2 or 3 tours over in foreign countries, just killing people for no reason, ripped his medals off his chest and threw them in the audience. We really wanted y'all to hear that. But anyway, to our good brother, Henry Bank Hank Jackson. He passed away from cancer. And we want to call down this brother's spirit from a group called the Sugar Hill Gang. And they gave us the monumental hit, Rapper's Delight. And after Sister Zaza gives her ancestor, and we complete this intro, we want everybody to stand on your feet as we play Rapper's Delight and just grab a hairbrush, look in the mirror.
With your pen.
Anyway, to that brother, we want to say Ashe.
Ashe. And in the spirit of, I hope I'm not butchering her name, but Sedong Hong Bey. Sounds like an Asian name, but this is the sister's name. She was one of the Dahomey warriors, also known as the Dahomey Amazons, also known as the Mino Warrior Queens. She was one of the greatest leaders in the Mino tribe. In 1851, she led an army of 6,000 women against the Egba fortress of Abeokuta. Now, these are African people that they were fighting against, but it says because the Mino were armed with spears, bow, and swords, and the Egba had European cannons, only about 1,200 survived the extended battle. So you know if they had European cannons, who and what they were really fighting for. But in that sister's name, as well as all of the rest of the warrior queens who I definitely come in the name and in the spirit of, as well as all of the prophetess, messengers, and guides who came to us in the persons of great women, we say, Ashe.
Ashe. And to all those unknown soldiers that have fought, bled, and died for the freedom and liberation struggle of our people here in the wilderness of North America and throughout the black African diaspora 3 times. We say Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. If you'd like to contact us, you can contact me, Professor Griff. Just tweet me at Real Prof Griff. That's at Real Prof Griff. My email address is professorgriffpe@gmail.com. And, of course, you can catch me on Facebook at ex-minister Prof Griff. My website is www.pgriff.info. That's www.pgriff.info. If all else fails, you can just call me or text me at 678-557-2919. Once again, that's 678-557-2919.
And if you want to hit me up, you can hit me on Facebook at Zaza Ali. Make sure you like our Facebook page on our Enemy Minds Radio Facebook page, which is NNEMINDZ Radio. We're also on Twitter at hashtag Enemy Minds Radio. And if you would like to donate to our radio show, or if you have topics or any discussions that you would like us to talk about, as well as information on upcoming events, books, DVDs, lectures, etc. And remember, I told you the brother sent me a really good show about fast food and yes, the diet matrix. We are definitely going to be doing that show. That wasn't his title, that was mine.
Oh.
But
why, you see my face expression?
Because it was good. We are definitely we're definitely going to be doing that show soon, talking about MSG and high fructose corn syrup, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have other show topics that you would like for us to deal with, thank you to the brother. I believe it was a brother who asked us about Baba Taj Tarik Bey coming on the show.
Yes,
he planted the seed, and you made the phone call, and tonight is going down. Yes. So just to let you know, we do listen to our listeners. We do take your opinions and perspectives and suggestions, yes, into play.
All right. Well, I didn't actually make the phone call. King Bay called me because maybe we were connecting in that divine astral plane, and we just kind of connected like we used to.
The divine mind. Yeah.
That's what it is. So the King called me and connected me with the brother, and here I am. But Taj Tarik Bey, I always see him when I go to Philly, anywhere near Philly, Jersey, New York, wherever. But all right. So I want to shout out Kanetta, who's always on point. Yeah, you know, I heard she was growing an afro, so we're making it happen. My good brother Shakir. We're looking for some other people to join our family and bring your services to the family. If you are a graphic artist and you want to do the flyers and whatever else we need on the graphic tip, please give me a call at 678-557-2919. My flyers are crappy, so if y'all seen a flyer out there.
Your flyers are good when you actually take time to work.
I need a program. I need you to buy me a computer anyway. Shout out to my good brother Rich. We'll see you tomorrow night, and we got a deep subject we're going to deal with tomorrow night with our good brother Rich at the 11 o'clock hour. And of course, he posts it up on YouTube the next day. So shout out to brother Rich. All right, and so tonight's show. We're going to be talking to our good brother Taj Tarik Bey. But before we do that, we're going to dive into this song, giving honor and thanks to those brothers that have set something in motion and let people know that hip-hop is definitely here to stay and on the map. Our good brothers from the Sugar Hill Gang. We'd like to play Rapper's Delight. If you do not know this song and you claim to be in hip-hop, anyone that has Lil Wayne's number and Drake and Nicki Minaj and the rest of them, text them right now and let them know that Professor Griff said if you do not know this song, they don't even need to be in hip-hop. I need everybody to grab your nearest spoon, hairbrush, comb, whatever it is. I need you to post up in front of the mirror. I see you. Thank you. Post up in front of the mirror. Get in your Elvis stand. You ready? We're going to play this song. And after this song, we're going to bring on our good brother Taj Tarik Bey. All right. So this is Rapper's Delight from our good brothers, the Sugar Hill Gang. Rest in peace. And we never speak of our greats as being dead. To those that don't understand that, rest in peace, Big Bank Hank from the Sugar Hill Gang, y'all. Let's go.
Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. Up to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, and the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang, the boogie. boogie to the boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock.
Yo, I don't hear y'all.
I don't hear you. But I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on and sing that song. Check it out. When I'm dimp, the ladies pimp, the women fight for my delight. But I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs that shop the house for the young ladies. And when you come inside and to the front, you do the freak spank and do the bump. And when the sucker MCs try to prove a point with Trevor's trio, or with the serious joiner from sun to sun and from day to day, I sit down and write a brand new rhyme because they say that miracles never cease. I've created a devastating masterpiece. I'm gonna rock the mic so you can't resist. Everybody, I say it goes like this. When I was coming home late one dark afternoon, reporter stopped me for an interview. She said she's heard stories and she's heard fables that are vicious on the mic and the turntable. This young reporter I did adore, so I rocked the vicious rhyme like I never did before. She said, damn fly guy, I'm in love with you. The Casanova legend must have been true. I said, by the way, baby, what's your name? Said I go by the name Lois Lane, and you could be my boyfriend, you surely can. Just let me quit my boyfriend called Superman. I said, he's a fairy, I do suppose, flying through the air in pantyhose. He may be very sexy or even cute, but he looks like a sucker in a blue and red suit. I said, you need a man who's got finesse and his whole name across his chest. He may be able to fly all through the night, but can he rock a party till the early light? He can't satisfy you with his little worm, but I can bust you out with my super sperm. I go do it, I go do it, I go do it, do it, do it. And I'm here, and I'm there. I'm Big Bang Hank, I'm everywhere. I just throw your hands up in the air and party harder like you just don't care. Let's do it. I don't stop, y'all. I take a top, y'all. You don't stop. I go home, tail, motel. And what you gonna do today? Someone get a fly girl, gonna get some spank and drive off in a death OJ. Everybody go home, tail, motel, holiday in. You say if your girl
y'all supposed to be partying right. Brother made this transition. Let's go. Come on.
What can I say? I can't fit them all inside my OJ, so I just take half and toss them out. I give the rest to Master G so he can shock the house. I said a M-A-S, a T-E-R, a G with a double E. I said I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call a Master G. Well, my name is known all over the world by all the foxy ladies and the pretty girls. I'm going down in history as the baddest rapper that ever could be. Now I'm feeling the highs and you're feeling the lows. The beat starts getting into your toe. You start popping your fingers and stomping your feet and moving your body while you're sitting and you're sitting. Then damn, you start doing the freak. I said bam, I ride it out of your seat. There you throw your hands high in the air. You're rocking to the rhythm, shake your dairy air. You're rocking to the beat without a care. Cruise the short shot MCs for the affair. Now I'm not as tall as the rest of the gang, but I rap to the beat just the same. I got a little face and a pair of rhyme eyes. All I'm here to do, ladies, is hypnotize. I sing it on and on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I sing it on and on and on and on and on like a hot butter. The pop, the pop, the pop, the pop, the pop, pop. You don't dare stop or come alive, y'all. Give me what you got. I guess by now you can take a hunch and find that I am the baby of the bunch, but that's okay. I still keep in stride, cause all I'm here to do is just a wiggle your behind. Sing it on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I sing it on and on and on and on and on. Rock, y'all. Throw it on the floor. I'm gonna freak you here, I'm gonna freak you there. I'm gonna move you out of this atmosphere, cause I'm one of a kind and I'll shock your mind. I'm gonna jig, in your behind. I said 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, girls, get on the floor. Come alive, y'all. Give me what you got, cause I'm guaranteed to make you rock. I said 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me one to Mike, what are you waiting for? To the hip. Hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip, the hop, you don't stop, rock it to the bang, bang, the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Well, skittle-bee-bop, we rock a Scooby-Doo, and guess what, America, we love you, because you rock and a roll with us so much so, you can rock till you're 101 years old. I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, but we're like hot butter on a breakfast toast. Rock it out, baby bubba, to the boogie, then bang, bang, the boogie to the beat. It's so unique, come on everybody and dance to the beat. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean the macaroni soggy, the peas all mushed and the chicken tastes like wood. So you try to play it off like you think you can by saying that you're full. And then your friend says, mama, he just being polite, he ain't finished, oh that's full. So your heart starts pumping and you think of a lie and you say that you already ate. And your friend says, man, there's plenty of food, so keep piling some more on your plate. But while the sticky food's steaming, your mind starts to dream of the moment it's time to leave. And then you look at your plate and your chicken's slowly rotting into something that looks like cheese. So you say, that's it, I got to leave this place. I don't care what these people think. I'm just sitting here making myself nauseous with this ugly food that stinks. So you bust out the door while it's still cold, still sick from the food you ate. And then you run to the store for quick relief from a bottle of KO Pectate. And then you call your friend 2 weeks later to see how he has been. And he says, I understand about the food, babe, but we're still friends. With a hip hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip hip, a hoppy, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang. Look and say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Griffin, this Zaza Ali on Energy Mind. Shouting out, put it back, from the Strippers Hill Gang, 1979. So hip hop is already set off the things Black I know about that. I feel y'all know about the Cold Crush and other brothers that kind of set it off. Matter of fact, this was actually a few years later. Rappers Delight came out in 1979. Let's take a deep breath as we bring our good brother to the microphone, Taj Tarik Bey. But once again, Big Bang Hank made his transition due to cancer. There's a lot of, I think I should put part of this in my lecture dealing with the health and hip hop, man, the brothers and sisters that's making their transition at an early age in hip hop. Even though we're making beautiful music and we're connecting with people around the globe, we still have to take care of ourselves. I don't want to dive into this brother's time. So without further ado, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring to the microphone our good brother, Mr. Taj Tarik Bey. Peace, good brother. How are you? Shalom.
Peace, good brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Zaza.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. How are you?
Fine. Glad we got an empress on the energy. We need that. Can't rise above the woman.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Taj Tarik Bey, for the people that are unfamiliar with you and your work, could you please just give us an idea of who you are, what work do you do, and just give people a quick synopsis of who and what you are and what you do.
Yes. Anyway, my name is Taj Tarik Bey. Actually, I'm a writer, and I do research. I was an assistant minister in the Nation of Islam. I'm a Grand Sheikh in the Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Holy Temple of Science. I'm the founder of the Moorish Order of the Round Table. I'm also the Emir of the Great Seal Order of the Great Seal, Moorish National Association of Moorish Affairs, ETC. And for the most part, dealing with law and history and the etymological, or what you would call the hidden history of the Asiatics of the planet for the purpose of helping to uplift all humanity and correcting a lot of the misinformation that has been instituted by the dark priesthood under the bishopric, under their secret Treaty of Verona and the Spanish Inquisition and their doctrine of discovery, etc.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's quite an extensive resume.
Right.
I want to start off, brother, by asking you, because now in this day and age, it's a very in vogue topic to discuss Black versus Moor versus African versus Hebrew Israelite. It's actually the source of a lot of confusion from our people who a lot of them are just looking for guidance and trying to find themselves.
I understand that.
Yes, sir. I watched one of your lectures. If someone did a full lecture on the indigenous American people and they put in part of one of your lectures, which you did an excellent job, but you were talking about the fact that we are indigenous to this land. Can you expound on that, please?
Yes. All right. Let me back up some.
Yes.
One of the things, and this is why it's important for people, and particularly the Asiatics of North America, to get the Adeptus degrees. Now, the Adeptus degrees is usually not given to the brothers and sisters, or what we refer to as the believers. They don't get that until they get past Supreme Wisdom when we're in the nation. And in the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, or the Moorish Science Temple of America, in the Adeptus Chamber. And all of your ancient societies, or your ancient Hykuptan societies that people call Egypt, Hikukta is the proper name of Egypt. And so when some of the things that I might say would be generally on an adeptus degree. It means that I usually, when I'm speaking, I'll speak on the adeptus degrees more than just on a casual level, mainly because we've been betrayed and sold out by so many of our leadership. And then plus, many of the things that has been supposed to been told to our people have been held back because of, as you already know, COINTELPRO operations, and with Calvin Coolidge and J. Edgar Hoover setting up COINTELPRO operations, which infiltrated all of the Asiatic organizations to neutralize them and to create schismata. And schismata is the military term which is used for divide and conquer, which is what you're referencing now, where this versus mentality, which is really actually schismata, which is a military strategy instituted with Executive Order 11490 for disorienting the Asiatics, whom the Europeans, under their property codes of the 14th Amendment, branded Negroes, blacks, colored, West Indians, Latinos, etc., all of whom are descendants of the ancient Moabites, Canaanites. And Moabite is the ancient name for Moor or Moroccan. The descendants of Moroccan is called Al, descended down from Moroccan, and it is corruptedly said as American. So the real Americans are actually the Asiatic African peoples who crossed the river before the Great Earthquake. Before the Great Earthquake, Tamari, which we refer to as Tamari now, or what you call Africa on the east side, was right in the horn of what is known as the Yucatan. Now, prior or before the Great Earthquake, those of us who crossed the river are called the Ibri. There was an ancient superdivere, a Nexum superdivere, and that is a surveying where the land was divided between Ham and Cush. Those of us who crossed the river to the Maghrib, or what you call to the far west, are referred to as the Ibri. Many people take the Ibri and they say it's the Hebrew. So they call us Hebrew, but that is what we did, not who we are. And so to that degree, some people get it confused because when they're looking back, as the Europeans have been teaching the Septuaginta, and they translated the Septuaginta into the Bible that the people have today, they have eliminated a lot of the Kabbalistic nature of all the books, as well as the history, and that is for conquest purposes, for promoting the Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed agenda of hegemony. And that Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed hegemony is what we today loosely call white supremacy. But white supremacy is not the proper application. The Europeans were not claiming the white status until 1854 to 1863, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Chicago, Illinois, with the Knights of Columbus Ku Klux Klan oath, and of course with the operations of the Whiggamore Party and Horace Greeley with what they refer to as Manifest Destiny. And so white and black, particularly in human relations, and particularly in the Western Hemisphere, are relegated to legal statuses, which our people have been trained to think it means skin complexion. It does not. It means legal status. Now, the Moor is just simply a short for Moroccan. One of the things that we do to try to help our people to clear up the misunderstanding that exists with many of our people who have suffered from the schismata that the Europeans have promoted amongst us to create those divisions, this versus, you see the brothers, instead of actually helping to develop their community, they're having all these sessions competing with each other, see who's got the biggest penis, etc., which is actually small-minded and actually undermines, because the cause is too noble for us to stoop to that level. However, many of us haven't grown up yet. And the deal of it is we can take anyone to an ordinary quality dictionary. We're not talking about the paperbacks. We're talking about any unabridged dictionary and give them what is known as an etymon degree. An etimon degree is given to any human who's been properly educated in grammatication in the 3rd degree level, meaning that stuff that people are supposed to get in the 3rd grade, our people have not only not been given, they don't even give it to them in college. And so pretty much when Asiatics come from around the world, they sometimes get kind of confused because we are working passionately trying to fix things, but we insist on calling ourselves the brand systems that was created by Dutch masters in order to distinguish their Asiatic property that they had conquered from the free nationals of the world. And the way that is easily told is because the what is referred to as the Christian property or the chattels are referred to themselves as crayons. You know, like adults calling themselves green people, purple people, black people, white people, doesn't matter what color you have and all that kind of stuff. They already know that they're under the codes. And for the listeners, give you a reference point so that they can have research, because we don't deal with belief systems. We deal with facts and knowledge. And everybody must understand this too. Law and history goes together. That's one of the tricks that they played on our people into bringing us into what you call the negative state that we suffer from today. But people need to look up Francois Bernet, Carlos Linnaeus, and Johann Friedrich Blumenbach. And they set up the code system that we use today to distinguish and is used in the U.S. corporation companies Census Bureau, and that's where they codified people under the color code system to remove them from their nationalities, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and also Noble Drew Ali said. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to the brothers and sisters, be yourselves. Noble Drew Ali told the brothers and sisters, be yourselves, etc. Unfortunately, one of the things that occurred with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because he had asthma, he had a breathing problem, and he had often go to Arizona or to the West, you know, because of his respiratory problems. And, of course, the movement was infiltrated, too. And so a lot of adeptus degrees, which was to be given to the brothers and sisters, unfortunately, was not given. So certain keys that we would talk about tonight, some of the ministers are aware of, but some of the believers aren't aware of, and they may think that is contrary to their instruction, but they're to get this instruction after they pass or go beyond the supreme wisdom. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to them, he says, the supreme wisdom will be handed you later. And of course, even though many of the brothers and sisters are familiar with that statement, many of them are not familiar necessarily with the adeptus degrees, which is given after the supreme wisdom. And, of course, that's taking the people back to their proper selves. But until they come to the adeptus degree, they would carry an X, which means the unknown. But when they come to the adeptus degree, then they take on the name of the titles of the 5 titles of the ancient Moabites. And those titles are Ali, Bey, Day, Al, and Il. And those are the 5 also disguised as the 5 civilized tribes of the West by Europeans, and they'll call us Indians, etc. And they'll call us, you know, Cherokee, Choctaw, Itis, all that crap. They made that crap up. But the deal of it is, we are the people of the land. And for many of the people who are familiar with Old Meck, aren't familiar with Old Nexum. But if you say Old Meck, they ring. If you say Old Nexum, they have no connection whatsoever, because most of the adeptus who had the information have been bought off or either killed. And part of these adeptus degrees is part of what was given to Il Malik when he made his Hajj, actually by a French Muslim who schooled him that because he made the Hajj and he's coming with the code systems, that black and white code systems, that does not apply to the human family. It is a code system used by the Dutch masters who conquered the Moors of the Maghreb. And the Maghreb is Morocco, the most extreme West, the great Masonic secret. And this is the reason why no one speaks under that great seal pyramid that's on that Federal Reserve note, and it remains silent, because the heirs of it have been silent. And until the heirs speak up, the Illuminati have been claiming our field, claiming that we've abandoned it. So we are aboriginal to the land.
Right. So let me ask you something. So the average person listening to what you laid down for us over the last, 12 minutes or so, how would they? What could they possibly do with that? And I know you study extensively, and I know you go probably a lot deeper than what you've given to us today or tonight. But the average person is saying, okay, what were we prior to us being Moors? What were we, hypothetically speaking, in 100,000 years ago, 200,000 years ago? What were we called before we crossed the river?
Lemuria.
And where can we find that particular documentation?
You will find that in the Adam Chambers. You also find that if anybody belongs to any of the secret societies, Skull and Bones, Knights Templars, your higher degrees in Masonry, the Illuminati, Daughters of American Revolution, the Adeptus Chambers of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Adeptus Chambers of the Nation of Islam, almost any secret society, irregardless of what their agenda. They may have different agendas, but the fundamental Kabbalistic and Gnostic truths are one, because the Asiatics are the founders of civilization, and all the rest of the human family are derived from us. And for them to rule, they must preserve the Kabbalistic truths. This is another reason why the Europeans will never tell the people that the Bible, the Quran, Huaspi, the Pentateuch, Hexateuch, etc., all of those books are Kabbalistic. And for them to be properly dispensed in their cosmological format, that they must study the Kabbalistic alphabet, etc., and they must be given the Kabbalistic keys. But apparently they have not, and this also creates what they call dogmata and schismata amongst the people, and that misinformation is the basis upon which the sectalism that all of us suffer from, that's where it has its origin, and it comes from the dark side of the priesthood across the board, not just Europeans, Asiatics too.
Now, just to clarify, brother, when you talked about the great earthquake, let's give our listeners proper context. You're speaking of the fact that all of the lands, all of the continents at one time were actually connected. Is that correct?
Yeah, they were very close together. And as a matter of fact, some sections they were connected, and most sections they were referred to as small seas or rivers. And
right.
As a matter of fact, what we call Atlantis, when Atlantis moved, what people call Atlantis and Mu is just simply other parts of the land that sunk, like the Archipelago, that Haiti, Jamaica, Borikin, etc. Those islands there are the last of those islands. And so the land, what you see, Morocco, Tunis, Sierra Leone, etc., that area was right in the Gulf of Mexico. So before the Great Earthquake, when the Great Super Severe took place, those of us in the river are referred to as the Ibri. We're the same people, same family that just describes what we did before the continental shift. That's what most people know it as, the continental shift.
Continental shift, right. So, because I'm trying to get to here is that our Pan-African family, some of our black nationalists, this, it causes a divide amongst us. So there's some people amongst us who say if you don't identify yourself as an African, that you are not truly, for the liberation of our people, et cetera, et cetera. And what, you look at, Stevie Wonder can look at a map and tell that at one point all the continents were connected. And I always say, if you look at the map, who's to say? And I've read studies as well as watched studies that talked about.
Excuse me.
There have been.
You're breaking up a little bit. Check the mic because it's like it's breaking up.
I think that's on our end because you're breaking up too. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can hear you well. It's just like it's breaking. Your voice is breaking. What is causing your voice to break up? Sort of like when you're talking to a fan.
Yeah, that's how I'm hearing you too. I don't know if that's on. Are you stationary in one spot?
I can hear you very well, but it's breaking up. It's like
let's wait to it. Get the brother back.
Like a scatter.
The hip hop, you don't stop. Rock it out, baby, bubble to the boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends.
That's real ugly. It's the protection system fit. Steve Taj Tarik Bey dropping off. Oh man! All right, let's refresh it and then go back in and see if we can get the brother back. To with the down model, just sit tight, refresh the system, and get you both up. All right, left off. Zaza, you great earthquake, right?
I was talking about the great earthquake.
Get your loved one out of jail. Express Bail Bonding Company is located at 236 Forsyth Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. We provide professional and courteous service with getting your loved ones out of jail fast. We are open 24 hours a day and provide service in the surrounding Georgia counties and the United States. Call us at 404-522-3201. Again, that's 404-522-3201. Once again, that's 404-522-3201.
At Eat, Drink, and Be Conscious, we have a world of products choosing organic ingredients first and 100% all-natural superior ingredients second. Eat, Drink, and Be Conscious created 100% all-natural personal skincare line, the home of our aluminum-free 100% all-natural deodorant with bentonite clay, with or without probiotics for adults and children. Our silky smooth, 100% pure shea butter base skin souffle is great for your skin, especially dry skin, all made with fragrances or pure essential oils. All of our products contain no useless carrier oils, no parabens, no animal derivatives, just no-nonsense skin food. It's good for you. We even have 100% all-natural fluoride-free toothpaste that remineralizes your teeth and helps prevent tooth decay. Visit ednbc.com. Order your superior products today. Health is wealth, and you're worth it. ednbc.com.
How'd you like to take a vacation and get paid for it? Of course you would. How about a 2-bedroom, 5-star condo in Turks and Caicos for only $299 per week? Travel like an insider. Become a certified travel agent. Earn while you learn. Fire your boss and hire yourself in a $1.6 trillion business that's booming. Go to traveltime19.paycation.com. Click on the Opportunity tab and join us now. Travel the road to freedom. Call Travel Time 19 at 347-284-2749 for a free travel party today. Your road to freedom begins by going to traveltime19.paycation. That's PAYCATION.com. Or call 347-284-2749. That's 347-284-2749.
110% Clothing is an apparel that caters to the athletic and fitness community. Our goal is to provide top quality athletic apparel and accessories in this particular market. We sell hats, shoes, and shirts for any athletic or outdoor activity. You can contact us at 110%clothing.com or call 800-216-3623. That's 800-216-3623.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Oh, that shit is on? Let me drop some shit like this here. At night I can't sleep, I toss and turn. Candlesticks in the dark, visions of bodies being burned. Four walls just staring at a nigga. I'm paranoid, sleeping with my finger on the trigger. My mother's always stressing I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. See, See, every time my eyes close, I start sweating and blood starts coming out my nose.
Well, we're going to sit and we're going to act your enemy mind with Griff and Mr. Zaza Ali. Hopefully the system is working right. We're going to bring Black to the line, our good brother, Baba Taj Tarik Bey.
And brother, we apologize for the inconvenience. We set up a new sound system. Blog Talk did. They gave us the option to set up this advanced quality sound system, and apparently tonight is not so high tech and so high quality, but we are going to work through it. Please bear with us. Thank you for being, patient.
Yeah, it's still getting a little scattered, not as it was, but I think Professor Griff knows that that's probably outside interference trying to block the information.
Right.
Yeah, I was just saying, all of our commercials and the songs went through clear. Is it still choppy? Having issues hearing?
I can hear you. I can hear you now. It's still a little inexperienced, but let's continue. But anyway, let me give her a little basic at what is called an etymon degree. Now, and you do this with your children too, because you already know that and Professor Griff already knows, because you already know how he rolls, because he tells it like it is. When you get to the third degree, called third grade, the Trinity, or the third rock from the sun, which is represented by the triangle ETC with 120 degree angles on each of the 3 points, which also equals 360 degrees alpha and omega, even though you're the geometric form of a triangle. All things that are in the universe broken down to their small conceptual graphics be crystalline form, pyramid shape, ETC, triangular in shape. But in the third degree, in linguistics all across the world, the fundamentals of etymology is how all scholars trace other scholars as well as research on any language or morphology of any language, or do what they call translations or transliterations, etc. Fundamental education requires an etymological study, or what you call a basic third grade etymon degree. And the etymon degree is simply this: it is the matrix of language. Matrix means the mother. The matrix or the etymon of every word is not unlike an egg or a seed, and this is how scholars trace the culture that's in the language. And everybody, and I'm sure that most people are familiar with this statement: culture is in the language. However, while that is stated to many people, very rarely, particularly in North America under European colonial operations, and particularly in the Asiatic communities, the etymon degree will not be given. And the Europeans always held the schools in a segregated form in order to make sure that our children was always behind. But this is the etymon degree. Whenever you look into a dictionary, quality dictionary, immediately after the word, you will see in italics, which is design writing to emphasize import or importance. That is the first part of the matrix in language, which is the classification of the word, which it must be first placed in before you go into what is known as the linear entry. The linear entries is where you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they give you the multiple definitions, etc., that's applicable or associated with a particular word. So the first part of speech, and you have 8 parts of speech, would be placed right after the words. After that, they would have a breakdown that would give you a phonetic pronunciation of the word. And then after that, you will see square brackets, which will give you the etymology of the word, which will have ME or OHG or Samskrita, etc. And then that would give you the complete, what is called the matrix, which would be the part of speech and the etymology. You would take the brackets or the etymology and you would go into the appendix, and then you would trace it back to its root meaning, as well as then you put its numerical date or timeline on it. Then you come back, and then you take the word in context of how it is written, and then you can tell whether or not the writer has a political agenda, or whether they have mistranslated or misinstructed, or if they have a political agenda, etc., simply by doing the etymological research. And logically, they don't teach that to our people because that is the key to reading. If one is not able to root a word, one usually has a misunderstanding of what one reads. That's an etymon degree.
Right, but Taj, let me ask you something. So can we find this in other languages? How about if we just don't know English? How about, brother coming over from Kenya or the Sudan? And they're not familiar with English.
But of course, you already know, being Asiatic, because the Asiatics always had libraries, and this is why the Christians spent so many hundreds of years burning books to bring our people into what they refer to as the modern darkness, etc. But Asiatics who are properly taught always begin to restore their libraries. And it's expected that anyone with an adeptus degree, when I say an adeptus degree, that means anyone who takes on the title of minister, reverend, imam, master mason, or grand sheikh, sheikhs, all of them are PhDs. Every last one of them are PhDs, even though they may have different titles that are related to the particular organization that they may be a party to, but every last one of them are what you would call introduced to what is known as Privy Council. And they all, every last one of them, get the Gnostic wisdom and the foundation of the Kabbalistic nature of the human experience on the planet. And while they may promote different what you call beliefs amongst the masses, in secret they all get the same knowledge. And that's the truth. And it's uncomfortable for a lot of people when they find that out, because they be recognizing that a lot of the confusion that exists amongst our people exists because we actually have what you call dark priesthood amongst all of us. Even sometimes, and you already know how the Romans have consistently broken treaties, etc. But you'll see them also say once in a while when they get frustrated when we keep complaining or marching and praying, and then the Europeans will say to the Asiatics, why don't you stop messing with us? Why don't you go to your black leaders who keep selling y'all back into slavery? And what they're really saying is that they know that these so-called leaders got adeptus degrees, and if they were really sincere, they'd stick their neck out and tell the truth. And it doesn't mean, it doesn't take any burden off that European, because, he's a colonist, and the colonist is a vampire. So they're here to suck us, to suck our blood, to suck our energy. However, it does not remove the responsibility of people on our side of the nation who got them adeptus degrees that keep on hiding it and playing emotional games with our people and taking their finances.
Okay, so let me ask you something. So fast forward 100 years from now, black people are free, racism, white supremacy as we know it, until we can learn these other terms that you're teaching us tonight, is neutralized. We're able to do whatever it is that we want to. What system of government or law, or laws, plural, will govern us? And then how will we be governed 100 years from now?
Yeah, let me present a few things immediately so that people will have an idea of where we're coming from. And I'm not ducking your question, but I must put things in context so you will understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. I don't want you to accept what I'm saying. I'm going to give you reference points. The foundation of the entire modern world's politics is the Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed and the hegemony that's set up via the Spanish Inquisition, backed up by the secret Treaty of Verona, backed up by the doctrine of discovery, backed up by the Christian Black Codes of 1724, backed up by the 14th Amendment of 1868, creating the Ens-Legis Corps after they closed the Freedmen's Bureau, which was supposed to give these Asiatics back their names, their nationality, and their religion, which was taken away from them by the Dutch masters who have been occupying the Maghreb under the Spanish Inquisition, under the guise of what we know as European colonial operations. Those are the factual, documented, researchable foundation of what people loosely refer to as white supremacy. It must be known by everyone, that those Europeans are not white people. It is a legal status. As an example, let me take you to a law book, and I want to preface what I'm getting ready to say to also demonstrate where the Europeans always, sometimes when they want to play around with our people, they'll say, "Don't worry about their children. They will never compete because they can't read, and the ones who can won't." Let me go to a law book. This is a law book. Henry Campbell Black's Law Book of Ancient and Modern Jurisprudence. And keep in mind, this is the jurisprudence that's traceable and provable that was taken into Europe during the Renaissance. And that is when the Moors went into Europe in the 13th to the 16th century and brought the Europeans out of darkness into marvelous light, and that is called the Renaissance. And the Renaissance is what is called in the Great Circle, which is called in German, Church, to be born again. And those who got that knowledge from them Muslims that went into Europe are referred to as Renaissance men, or those who study the mother and the son. And the mother and the son is represented as a Set and Horus, and the Christians duplicated with a symbol of Mary and Jesus, and the study is called Mother and Son Study, or Masonry, or Masonry. So Masonry is Islam. Let's go back to the law book, and this is free white persons in law. Free white persons. Free white persons referred to in the Naturalization Act as amended by Act July the 14th, 1870, has meaning naturally given to it when first used in 1 Statute 103C3, meaning all persons belonging to the European races, then commonly counted as white, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. And of course, those who know history, they know the Mummers Parade that takes place in Philadelphia, etc., where they stole the birthright, etc., is dealing with the Whittemore Party and Horace Greeley, and where the Europeans in 1854 started calling themselves white people, knowing that it doesn't belong to them. And the law book continues. Free white people, free white persons includes all European Jews, more or less intermixed with peoples of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descent. Free white persons includes Magyars, Lapps, and Finns, and the Basque and Albanians. Free white persons includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, and the mixed Greek, Latin, Phoenicians, and North African inhabitants of Sicily, and the mixed Slav and Tartar inhabitants of South Russia. Free white persons does not mean Caucasian race. Free white persons does not mean Aryan race. Free white persons does not mean Indo-European races, nor the mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. An Assyrian of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white person. Ex parte, DCSC 205F, and it has tons and tons of law for anyone to research in multiple law cases, etc. Free white person does not apply to Europeans or Caucasians. They took on that title that belonged to the Moors who they defeated. And now the Moors call themselves black people when they're really the white people. And this is also why that Egyptian brother who sued, I think a couple of years ago, and I'll send you that information too, Professor Griff. And he just recently lost that case because on his passport they had white man, and he was trying to get black, claimed to be black, in order to get some of those benefits under the civil rights crap. But the real deal is a legal status, and that'd be a violation of international law if they did that. So he lost the case. So look, I forget the brother's name. I think it's Hosni or something like that. Look that up in the law case, and you'll see that it's a legal status, and our people have been trained to think that it's a complexion. But the legal consequence of it is, and the purpose, the function of it is, even with the function of the Europeans putting their family names on the Asiatics of North America. In law, it makes them stateless persons, and it also automatically makes them wards of the state and not descendable. That's its political purpose. And so, therefore, the corporate states would always escheat all inheritances. So look up in law this word, escheat, E-S-C-H-E-A-T. And I could give you other words, etc., and you would quickly see that most of what our people think is real, that they've been promoted, the language that's been promoted upon with our people is mostly connotative social engineering. And they need to really know that. So they need to know why certain things that we say and why we say them, not whether they agree with us or not. It's not important for them to agree with anyone. It's important for them to get educated.
Right. So listen, we're going to take some callers right now, and I don't know what's up with this system. Hopefully we don't get cut off. But we're going to take some callers right now because there's a million people lining up to ask you questions. So you mind taking some callers?
Oh, yeah, I'm with you, brother. You know how we roll.
Oh, okay. All right. So listen, let me give a disclaimer. Taj Tarik Bey is on the line. You can ask him questions directly. He's on Enemy Minds Radio. And just let people know, we'll put it out there. Do not disrespect the host, Zaza Ali, Professor Griff, or our guest, Taj Tarik Bey. Do not give dissertations. If you want to ask the brother a question, ask the brother a question, and let's push forward because there's a lot of people in the call queue. I want to go right to Philly to the 267 area code. It's Professor Griff at Zaza Ali on Enemy Mind Radio with our guest, Taj Tarik Bey. What's good? 267, you just listening? We don't mind that. You good? That was Philly on pause. All right. We're going to go black to the top. I'm trying to take the calls, Taj, as long. I'm going by the numbers as long as they've been holding. 816, I believe that's Kansas City. You have Taj Tarik Bey on with Professor Griff and Zaza Ali on Enemy Minds. You have a question? 816 area code. Talk black to me. All right. I hope the system is working. Hold on a second. Let's go to New York. Let's go to the 646 area code. Peace, this is Professor Griff with Zaza Ali and Taj Tarik Bey on Enemy Minds Radio. What's good? All right, now that's too many people not answering, so I don't know what's up with the system. Hold on for a second.
We'll keep on until somebody gets through. Let me just drop this too, because I want to give the people reference point. Because you already know how Professor Griff rolls. He brings it like it is. And this is one of the reasons I'm also honored to be on your show, too, brother. Because I love you. Stick your head out there and you tell it like it is. You know what I mean? And
stick my damn fist out there. You know, my neck, man.
You already know how to roll. When you start telling the truth, people get upset. Everybody says they want the truth until you tell it.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, let me drop this. This will be a lesson for everybody, and that of mine degree for third grade.
All right.
Just like if you have a word, give an example, because just like Sister Zaza was talking about, the black, the Moor, and all that other stuff, right? All you need to do is go in the child's dictionary and look up the word black, and right after it, you'll see the first part of its matrix, which is adjective. Third grade, the child would learn that a noun or proper noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. An adjective is a modifier, and it describes, it does not identify. Therefore, if black is used as an identity, it's for social engineering only. Then when you go into its etymology, into the brackets, which would be ME, which means Middle English, then you go into the appendix of the dictionary, and then you put its timeline on it, 1100 to 1500. Now the scholar is aware, and the child is aware, that that word does not go beyond 1100 on the planet Earth, etc. And it's an English word derived from Old High German, and it'll say OHG. Then you go into the appendix and look at the the origin, and you will see that black actually means shining and pale. It does not mean dark. That's why they say our people can't read. And that's a third-grade Edemont degree.
Okay. All right, so we have a couple of people holding. We figured out what's happening. Hopefully we figured it out. Zaza Ali has to do the honors. All right. With that said, I'm sorry. Go on, Zaza.
All right. We have a caller calling from the 718 area code. Brother Gary, are you there?
Jerry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Jerry or Gary?
Can you hear? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're on the
Jerry.
line with Jerry. Okay, got you. You are on the line with Brother Taj Tarik Bey. Go ahead with your question or comment.
Peace, Brother Bey. I just want to ask you, I looked at a YouTube clip where you were speaking about sovereignty and law and birthright, and you said most perfect symbols of geometry is the circle. When you look in some of our holy books, you see the symbol that also represents as the divine principle Allah, Yahweh, or God. It's a circle with a dot in the middle, but in astrology, that symbol is also the symbol of the sun. So today, I was thinking about the sun, how we cannot get close to it because it's so hot, and you know, if you take the sun away, we'd be in total darkness. So I just wanted to say, like, the sun represents, you know, power, because the melanated people need sun to replenish their melanin, and we are God people, and God is lies within us. So I just want to know your thoughts about the sun being the source of life as far as us as black people, melanated people.
It absolutely is. And you wouldn't call yourself black people. You would simply call yourself the ancient Asiatics of the planet. Because remember, at first we called the whole planet Asia, etc. Melanin activates the seed of David, or the seed of Dawood, which is the pineal gland, ETC, is the chemical key of life and the electrical system or activation of the brain. And see, so the melanin is secreted by the pineal gland, and is one of the most studied substances in the modern science community, ETC, and world research, because that's the key to life, period. And of course, when you're looking at the Holy Quran, you're looking at the Bible, ETC, all Kabbalists and all adepts know that Holy Quran means sun reader, and Holy Bible means sun book. And the word holy comes from the Sanskrit of Hali, which means he burns, ETC. It means the sun. And you're absolutely correct. All truth of the basic Kabbalistic background of the of religion is really the sun and the transit of the sun. And when we make the Hajj, or the 7 counts or circumambulation, concentric circles around the cube, which we call Kaaba, the Kabbalistic knowledge, or the knowledge of the Gnostics of the ministry, and all Sikhs know it represents the 7 ruling planets of this particular solar system, the 7 principal energy planets of all constellations. And this is represented also by the 7 golden candlesticks in the book of Revelation in the Tanakh, or in the Bible, ETC. And so when we as Muslims make the Hajj and go 7 concentric circles counterclockwise around the cube, Kaaba, and those who think they're Christians, looking at the 7 golden candlesticks in the book of Revelation, they're talking about the same. However, if you talk to most of them, they're ready to stab each other because they don't even know that the Kabbalistic information at the basis is one and the same. But the priesthood got fighting each other.
Thank you, brother. I needed that.
All right. Thank you so much, Brother Jerry. We appreciate you. We are going to go to the caller holding in the 405 area code, 405 P in the air. What's good?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Peace, Queen.
Yes. Hello, you guys. I have a question. I'm going to be filing a huge lawsuit pretty soon. I want to learn law, just self-teach. I also want to learn it for myself, but it's different from just law itself, right?
Now, phrase it again. I'm trying to really put in context what you're trying to. It's just ask the question straight out because you're kind of confusing me the way you're asking.
Okay, should I, going along with this lawsuit, should I set law or not? I mean, is it going to be relevant when I go into court?
Oh, how are you going into court? What status?
Say that again?
Under status are you going into court?
I really can't make out what you're saying. It's breaking up.
He said, how are you going into court? What is your status?
Company where I stay, and
no, he's asking about your personal status, right, Brother Bey?
All right. Let me give you some advice, and please take notes.
Okay, I can. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, what you got saying? Go ahead.
Take notes. Are you aware of the Clearfield Doctrine?
Well, it's breaking up so bad I can hardly hear you. Am I aware of the what?
Clearfield Doctrine.
Clearfield Doctrine?
Yes.
No.
So get aware of it real quick. The United States federal government has in Doctrine 3, all of the corporate entities being franchises are actually private for corporate entities, etc.
All right. Put both of them on mute for a second. Definitely something up with this. I'm going to try to reach the back room. Zaza, if you could just kind of reach the room while I play the song. I'll play the song and then I'll come right back. Hopefully, when they need to hear it, because most people are having situations right now with the court system. It's a very critical question. They ask what status are you going in at? People really need to know this. We need to get this information to pass on to other people. I'm taking while the song plays.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Oh, that shit is on? Let me drop some shit like this here. At night I can't sleep, I toss and turn, candlesticks in the dark, visions of bodies being burned. Four walls just staring at a nigga. I'm paranoid, sleeping with my finger on the trigger. My mother's always stressing I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. See, every time my eyes close, I start sweating and blood starts coming out my nose. It's somebody watching the act, but I don't know who it is, so I'm watching my back. I can see him when I'm deep in the covers. When I awake, I don't see the motherfucker. He owns a black hat like I own, a black suit and a cane like my own. Some might say take a chill, B, but fuck that shit. There's a nigga trying to kill me. I'm popping in the clip when the wind blows. Every 20 seconds got me peeping out my window, investigating the joint for traps, taking my telephone for tests. I'm staring at the woman on the corner. It's fucked up when your mind's playing tricks on you. I make big money, I drive big cars, everybody know me. It's like I'm a movie star, but late at night, something ain't right. I feel I'm being tailed by the same sucker's headlights. Is it that move that I ran off the block? Or is it that nigga last week that I shot? Or is it the one I beat for $5,000? Thought he had cane, but it was gold, not a flower. Reached under my seat, grabbed my papa for the suckers. Ain't no use in the line, I was scared than a motherfucker. Put the left in the Popeyes and better die quick. If it's going down, let's get this shit over with. Here they come, just like I figured. I got my hand on the motherfucking trigger. When I saw 'em, make your ass start giggling. 3 blind, crippling, crazy senior citizens. I live by the swamp. I take my boys everywhere I go because I'm paranoid. I keep looking over my shoulder and peeping around corners. My mind is playing tricks on me. Day by day it's more impossible to cope. I feel like I'm the one that's doing dope. Can't keep a steady hand because I'm nervous.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting stage show you've ever witnessed, appearing live.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. This is Professor Griff and Ms. Zaza Ali here on Enemy Minds Radio. If you're hearing my voice, give me a text at 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting stage show you've ever witnessed, appearing live.
Yes. Have you ever seen a show with fellas on the mic with 1 minute rhymes that don't come out right? They bite. They never write. That's not polite. Am I lying? No, you're quite right. Well, tonight on the Terry mic, you're about to hear, we swear, the best star rappers of the year. So, cheerio, yell, scream, bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
All right. Yep, coming through clear. The fresh in full effect. All right. Last 25 minutes. I'll get our good brother on to this kind of information. Thumbs up. Let's know we definitely have to do part 2. Yeah. All right. See how we can do this. You know, I guess we can hang up.
Hey, French, you're on.
That definitely was not me that did that. Definitely did that. Yeah, let's get both of them back on and see what's happening. All right. All right, they should be on.
Can you hear me?
All right.
Okay, we hear you, brother. Sister, are you there?
Yes. Yes.
Queen
yes.
for 405 area code. Sis, are you there? 405 area code.
You bring her in.
I did bring her in.
Do it again. You bring her in.
All right. Peace Queen from the 405. Are you there? Sis from the 405.
If she's listening, let me finish answering it for everybody.
Sorry.
Because this is what everybody needs to know. The Clearfield Doctrine is because many of the brothers and sisters who were given the Adam degrees have not revealed it to the masses, that the United States Corporation is a company and not the land nor the country. And when you give it that quality, that's called an abandonment on your part and an offer, and they accept it, and they take charge of your estate. Because we, the Asiatics of the Western Hemisphere, are the heirs to the world's largest estate, being functioned under the Spanish Inquisition by Europeans who have taken on the title falsely and have falsely claiming to be Americans, stealing our birthright, etc. The Clearfield Doctrine is the law case that exposes that they are a mere private corporation and not a country, etc. So don't call them a country. When you do, you've just given up your right to your estate. And they know that most of our people have not been informed, and we throw words around loosely, not knowing that we are compromised, etc. And the reason why the Europeans can't deport our people because we're the aboriginal of the land, etc. So they've been maintaining their fraud comfortably for quite a while. However, the civilized world is now dumping all of their T-bonds, which is backed up by birth certificates, marriage certificates, original manufacturers' titles of origin that they steal from these cars, etc., and put it on the stock market, etc. And when you go into a court, if you go into a court with that European's name, Smith, Jones, or Johnson, or claim to be black, you automatically come under the black code and you have no human rights, etc. This is another one of the tricks that they pull. That's why our people must know that status is the first issue at law in any controversy in any court. And whenever you're dealing with diversity or people of two different nationalities or political status, diversity is the issue. And if you don't invoke it, they certainly won't. Then they'll take you as property, and you're considered dead in the view of the law, particularly if you're wearing one of the brands given to you by the Europeans who have been operating in North America. And they are not government. They're private tribunals doing human trafficking. And if you don't believe it, look in the international law community. This is why when he went to Egypt, he exposed one of the greatest Masonic secrets that's been protected by both the Europeans and the sellout Asiatics. And that is that the United States Constitution is derived from Muslim law. At the same time, his wife triangulated and went to the Alhambra, the last stronghold of the Moors before the Europeans turned the world upside down with the Pontifex of 1492. Then they came back, and with pictures were taken of them by the international community, and Michelle was wearing a red dress, and the Moorish flag was clear as day to the left, ETC. Then they came back and signed the rights of indigenous people. Rahm Emanuel, who was a part of the Obama administration, left the administration, went to Chicago, which is the sister city of Mecca, and he ran for mayor, etc. And he took the position, and one of the things he did when he was in office was issue a proclamation telling the real history, including about what Noble Ali did, etc. And if people really know the real history, they'll know why Obama exposed that. And you'll also know why the Europeans will always say, they don't care what Obama say, they say, you Muslim, because they know he knows the real history, and he has a nationality. He knows that human beings aren't crayons. And he knows that our people think that human beings are crayons. And when he used them crayon words, they come under the Christian black codes, and their legal status is killed by their own words and by their own actions. Therefore, you must know your legal status, and you must know why, by law, you must honor your mothers and your fathers, that your days may be longer upon the earth land. You go into them courtrooms with them black codes, and you will come under the Christian black codes of 1724, which was adopted in all the corporate states in 1868 when they Freedmen's Bureau, and you would have agreed to have abandoned your birthright, and you will be treated as property. Therefore, status is the first issue at law. Then you're dealing with jurisdiction. You have three forms and types of jurisdiction. The first type is in personam jurisdiction that deals with the body, the physical man. Second is subject matter jurisdiction, means classification of law. Third is territorial jurisdiction, dealing with the capacity and the delegation of authority orders, etc., by which the magistrate who may be imitating a judge is operating. You must be aware of that, and you must bring in the natural living being distinguished from the ens legis that they created with the 14th Amendment courts in order to regulate human beings under the black codes. Be aware of that, everybody. Be aware of that, you will understand what happened to Dred Scott in the 1854 to 1857 case, going into court claiming to be Dred Scott. Christian property. You can't go nowhere around the civilized world using another man's name and expect to talk about free and a local title. It doesn't go together.
I know that's right. All right, I'm hoping that the sister from the 405 heard all of that. We, of course, are going to get your contact information so she can contact you directly, because I know she had some more personalized questions to ask. So, sis, just hold tight. We're going to get his contact information, and hopefully you can link with him directly. If you can still hear me, Queen calling from the 405. We are going to go to the caller holding in the 803 area code. Please, what's good?
Assalamu alaikum. Brother Griff, Sister Zaza. Peace. Brother Taj. Indeed. I don't really have a question. This is Brother Patar. But here in South Carolina, and I was just talking to another brother last night, and I have a request. What would it, I basically want to invite you to come and lecture, if you are lecturing Baba Taj.
In the Carolina area?
In Columbia, South Carolina.
Yes. Well, you can get in touch with me through Professor Griff. say a little later, etc. Say try to get in touch with me tomorrow, and then I'll have to check my schedule.
Okay, indeed, true.
All right, and then we'll see, if we can see if we can kind of time it. We can roll down there together, maybe.
Oh, okay, brother, you have my phone number, right? It's 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Either hit me up after the show or give me a call tomorrow, and I'll put you in touch with the brother. We'll make it happen.
Sounds good. All right.
Call, brother. Peace. We are going to go to the caller holding from the 816 area code. 816, peace. You on the air. What's good? 816. All right, cool. You are just holding. We will go to the caller holding from the 916 area code. 916, peace. You on the air. What's good?
Peace. God bless him.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Like my salam. Hey, I got a question for Brother Taj. So I'll be watching you and I'll follow a lot of what you say. Now, I got a real direct question. If our people were to go through the steps to do what we have to do to become nationalized and get from under the black codes and be able to actually belong to a nation as we should, with the things that's going on right now in today's time, with the way that this quote unquote government is moving and the way that they are getting down with killing our people in the street like, it's a festival. If they were to just, really push the line with the, Rex 84 and just everything that they're doing, if they try to pull a all-out full-fledged war against us as far as on a physical front, as us being nationalized, legally, what will we be able to do to fend that off? I mean, fighting is one thing physically, but being in that persona, how that's helpful.
For the sake of time, let me come right back in. See, one of the reasons why Obama went to Hikuta and exposed the secret treaty of, not only the treaty, he went, so do your research. Just type in the computers, what does Obama have to say about the Moors? And you'll see he'll go immediately to the Treaty of Tripoli, Article 7, and you'll find out that the United States was not founded on Christian law. That's another secret that our people need to know. You'll find out that Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams were ministers plenipotentiary under Sidi Muhammad, Emperor of Morocco. You're standing on Morocco, but our people don't know that. And so therefore, you have to be in your proper person to have standing at law. Keep in mind, one of the reasons why the Europeans took the name and nationality from the Moors, etc., in order that they could be classified as not in the human family, and therefore could not necessarily morally, but by legal process, just the genocide operations, because the civilized world will not come to the aid of a people who are in dishonor of their mothers and fathers. This is another reason why Obama signed the rights of indigenous people, declaring for these people to declare their nationality with Article 5 of the international law of rights of indigenous people. This stuff is pretty public with the rest of the civilized world. It seems difficult for our people here to figure it out. The rest of the world wonder why these Asiatics keep trying to be crayons. They're grown. They should know that human beings aren't crayons. But now, because you have no rights unless you're a part of a nation. Because it's the laws of nation that protect humans who are part of nations. So our people been talking nationhood without teaching nationality. It's a contradiction. So that is the first issue to begin to fix the legal status. Now, logically, after that is done, the people have standing at law. Now they have to study to be themselves and to be in harmony with the international community to take their places amongst the affairs of men. Therefore, it is done with a knowledge of international law, not with beliefs and not with wisdom. Our people need knowledge. The problem that we have is that the leaders keep on talking nation, and don't teach nationality in violation of international law. First issue we must fix.
Thank you, Brother Taj. I really appreciate that.
All right. That was a great question, brother. Thank you so much for your call. We appreciate you. Let's see. Let's go to the caller holding from the 504 area code. Okay. Well, we have an international call. We'll take this call first. Peace, caller. You are on the air with Professor Griff Zaza Ali and Taj Tarik Bey. Are you there? Caller calling from the 011780 phone number. Are you there? You're on the air. Okay, just listening. That's cool. I'll swing back to the 504 area code. Peace, you're on the air. What's good?
Peace, Zaza. Peace, Professor Griffin. Peace to your guest.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. Zaza, you're down bad for going to the international person over me.
I was taking instructions
cool.
from my big brother.
I'm gonna have to follow your text messages tomorrow, bro. But yeah,
okay.
but look, I was listening to the show today. Brother Tarik is the name.
Yes.
Islam.
Taj Tarik Bey.
Taj Tarik Bey. Man, you're a wealth of knowledge on this. This is really my first time hearing about you and being introduced to your message. And I know if Griff and Zaza co-signing, you have to be, work something. You know what I'm saying? You have to be work what you're talking about. But with all that being said and all this information you're saying about black being shiny and pale and us being Asiatic, what does it mean for people in America that are melanated? What about the term melanated? See, that's a term. See, this is what this is why we must be educated. Our people need to know the distinction between terms, phrases, and what you call pedigree names. And they have hard difficulty making a distinction. And because they don't know themselves, just like Noble Drew Ali said, just like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, they don't know themselves. We don't know ourselves. We're not crayons, and we're not terms. The nations of the earth have identities. It's not complex whatsoever. As an example, if you, to a brother or sister from Manchuria, or what you call Tianese, or what you call Chinese, and he starts talking about where's the light-skinned, orange-skinned, yellow guys, you would immediately know that that's out of order. However, our people who have not grown up yet, they still have the mentality of boys and girls. Then when the human beings on the planet call them boys and girls, we want to fight. Human beings have nationalities. They do not have descriptions and terms. Melanin is that dark blue substance that's secreted from the pineal gland. We're not melanated people because humans have melanin in their body. But we are of Canaanite, Moabite blood. That's your pedigree. You fail to claim it, you've given up your estate. That's law. Okay. I'll say from what I'm grasping from you is more so that we need to. It's more of a nationality than an actual race or color that we've been taught. Because I'm saying, if you've been taught something for 25 years, you gotta unlearn this madness that these people taught us. I know. Race is the human species. Race is the human species. The human race is expanded in families across the planet called nations and nationality. If you go on the continent, on the east side, Africa, on the east side, ancient Amexem, its modern name is Africa, you will find 54 nation states. You will not see Asiatic from Africa running around talking about they black people. They honor their mothers and their fathers, and they come under international law. If you see somebody comes from Sierra Leone, he say Sierra Leone. Somebody from he cooked till he say Egyptian. If from Niger, he'll say Nigerian. He will not say black people and light skin, orange skin, black girlfriend. All that silly stuff that the people here in the West who keep on operating under those Christian black codes and violating themselves and then get mad when the Europeans treat them accordingly. We need to grow up. Right. I appreciate that, brother. I don't want to hold y'all up anymore. Thank you for the show. I thank you for being a guest today, man. I'm gonna go check. Be sure to give his info out Zaza and Griff after at the end of the show, because I definitely want to check up on this brother.
We definitely will. Thank you so much for your call and for your question, brother. We appreciate you. We're going to take one more call. Caller calling from the 704 area code. Peace. You're on the air. What's good?
All right. Peace to everybody on the show tonight. Based on all the law that I've heard thus far from Brother Bey, I have a question as far as some information I've come across about. It's called Notice of Understanding and Intent and Claim of Right. This question is for Brother Bey. What's your knowledge of that?
Well, that would be a writ probably taking claim over the estate. A writ, you can find many writs that be in that nature. Are you making reference to a reversion of estate or something like that?
Yeah, something similar to that. It was kind of, I was listening to some videos and things on YouTube of different brothers putting out information.
Yeah, because basically, for listeners who may not understand what the brother's signifying, because you may have different writs that may come from different persons, but the fundamental is the same, and that is that under the Spanish Inquisition and under House Joint Resolution 192, that the popes of Rome, through the United States Corporation Company, have hypothecated the bodies and the rights and the estate and the labors of all living beings in the Western Hemisphere and essentially on the earth, and particularly in North America, and particularly directed at the Asiatics, Africans who have been branded Negro, black, and colored as Christian property and are actually on the stock market. Your claim of right, logically, with you being in your proper person, therefore being held in law, and then taking charge of that ens legis that the U.S. corporate Jesuit order, etc., set up under the 14th Amendment Corps, etc., and then having the capacity to begin to reclaim your estate.
Right. That sums it up. Yeah. Appreciate y'all letting me on the show.
Thank you, brother, and thank you so much for your call. Let's see, it's 9:52. Brother, would you please leave the contact information for you as far as websites or anything you want the people to know as far as how to get in contact with you?
Well, basically, because I'm being honest with you, because I'm so busy, I usually just operate through, like say if I'm doing something like this, because I really can't keep up with it. Because at one point I had, I was accepting emails, and then within 2.5 months I had over 28,000 hits, and there's no way I can deal with it from around the world. But what I do now, I have a show on Thursday from 1 to 3, Moabite Oasis on high frequency radio, etc., and they can contact me through there.
Oh, okay, cool, good brother. We really appreciate you for coming on. Sorry for all the interruptions, and blame that on your people there. I probably don't want this information out. But anyway, we probably got to get back together and do it again, man.
Professor Griff, you already know that's COINTELPRO operations. You know they doing them interruption signals because you be hitting it. You already know that's NASA. Can you hear me? Islam.
The hip hop, you don't stop. Rock it out, baby, bubba to the boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. To the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song.
Check it out. When I'm imp, the dimp, the ladies pimp, the women fight for my delight. But I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs that shop the house for the young ladies. And when you come inside and to the front, you do the freak spank or do the bump. And when the sucker MCs try to prove a point with Trent's trio, or when the serious joiner from sun to sun and from day to day, I sit down and write a brand new rhyme because they say that miracles there